Academy's in town. It's not just a game, it's an event. And defending their option isn't just a job, it's an adventure. BC's Eagles are looking for their 7th straight bowl victory. But even with the team in transition, they're looking to make even more history. For the BC Eagles, it's been a wild ride. A kicker became a rock star, and a coach headed south. But fiery signal caller Matt Ryan played through pain to be the top quarterback in the ACC. Navy's fleet was cruising when they lost squadron leader Brian Hampton, but they righted the ship, and when Reggie Campbell gets a little space, it could be anchors away. Welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina for the Meineke Car Care Bowl. In this matchup, Navy, who has gone to its 4th straight bowl game for the first time in its history, takes on a Boston College team that it's looking to win its 7th straight bowl game overall. A couple of 9-win teams meeting up. Pam Ward joined here by Mike Gottfried. And Boston College, Mike, certainly is used to having success in the bowl games, but they're a team in transition right now. Tom O'Brien, their head coach, has left to coach at NC State.
Frank Spaziani, the head coach today in this ball game, has to be the leader on the sideline. Hold this team together. The other thing about Frank Spaziani, he has a tough, difficult chore today. Stop the option of Navy, but his team can win 10 games for the first time since '84. On the other side, you got Paul Johnson. He wants to control the clock, shorten the game with his option, read the option. He has an answer for everything BC's going to do to his option.
Navy once again #1 in the nation in rushing offense. Now for 3 of the last 4 years they have done that. The other side, you have Matt Ryan, a very talented junior quarterback, led the ACC in passing and total offense.
13-4 as a starter. Matt Ryan is a tough guy that can throw the football. Now he's the glue that holds this BC offense and the team together. He's a tri-captain, a tough guy that throws the ball. He's very accurate.
Very poised, very mature. He is the leader, so we know he's good. But how tough is Matt Ryan? Let's go down to Jimmy Dykes.
He's one of the tougher guys you'll find in college football this year. I'm actually wearing the walking boot that Matt Ryan has worn for the past 2 months, 24 hours a day, with the exception of playing in a game and a couple of days a week during practice. The reason why he's played with a broken bone in his left foot for the last 7 ball games. He admitted to me yesterday it's the first time he's admitted that it's been a broken bone. I asked him how will it affect him in today's ball game. He said, I wasn't mobile before the break. I'm less mobile now. I'm pretty much a one-dimensional quarterback. He will have it surgically corrected next week, but Matt Ryan, one of the tougher guys in college football right now.
Had some trouble with his mobility in their last game against Miami. They lost that one 17-14. We have some cloudy skies here in downtown Charlotte. Temperatures right now in the mid-50s. We do expect showers, but are hoping that they will at least hold off until this game is over, as Navy and Boston College getting ready to play each other for the first time in 5 years. Midshipmen well represented. Navy won the toss. George Foreman was down there for the coin toss. He will join us later. They deferred, so Boston College will receive, and the Meineke Car Care Bowl is underway. Jeff Smith, the true freshman, gets it near his goal line, and Smith, who led the ACC in kickoff returns this season, takes that back 23 yards as Anthony Piccioni makes the stop. Matt Ryan now introduces his offense.
Hi, I'm Matt Ryan, and here's a look at Boston College's offense. Up front, we got left tackle, number 70, Jim Martin. At right guard, the biggest eater on the team, Josh Beekman. At right tackle, Big Chief, Gosder Sherlis. At tight end, T-Bone, Ryan Thompson. At wideout, number 26, Mr. Clutch, Tony Gonzalez. And in the backfield, Lennox Valencia Whitworth.
And that is L.V. Whitworth, who is thrown to, but he does not hold on to it. The question is, was it a backward pass? Now they're saying it is incomplete. Boston College impact players. You already took a look at Matt Ryan, and see he led the ACC in passing yards and total offense. And Josh Beekman, not only the biggest eater on the team, but certainly the best of a very good offensive line.
Great football player, great offensive guard.
Andre Callender now is the tailback, and he gets his first carry over the right side. Callender down to the 33-yard line, picked up 4 before Rob Caldwell made the tackle. Impact players, a couple of very talented linebackers in Tidwell and Mahoney, and Keenan Little On the cornerback, the cornerback rather, has a couple of touchdowns on the defensive side of the ball this year.
I like the way they introduced Tyler Tidwell, the future president of the United States.
Boy, he's a very impressive young man, senior from Edmond, Oklahoma, as Ryan completes it wide open with Tony Gonzalez, and Gonzalez picks up the first down after a 9-yard gain.
Matt Ryan again, 13-4 as a starter, makes very few mistakes. A lot of people, when you talk to Boston College coaches, they say he's the best quarterback since Doug Flutie.
And that is saying something. He is the captain. A couple of tight ends now, but they hand it off to Callender, and Andre goes right up the middle and down to around the 17-yard line, picked up 7 more.
Tim, you hit a good point there. 2 tight ends. What that does is makes Navy balance their defense, because when you have 2 tight ends now, they got to bring a linebacker up on a tight end. That's a good running formation for BC.
BC with a huge weight advantage, too, up front against Navy, which has a 225-pound end in Ty Adams, only 225. Well, play action, Ryan through the air, and he hits Mark Palmer, his fullback, and Palmer is muscled down around the 10. That's a 7-yard gain and another Eagle first down.
And Mark Palmer has caught 12 passes this year out of the fullback position. No carries running the football, so he's a blocker and a pass catcher. Coming out of the backfield. Good catch.
And another first down. Palmer, a transfer from Utah, where he played as a true freshman in 2003. So first and goal from just inside the 10, and then cut down was Callender. Jeremy Miles able to come up and make the stop, but he gets it down to the 1-yard line.
2 tight ends again. Here you got 2 tight ends. You make Navy balance up their defense. All of a sudden you get a helmet on a helmet, and Boston College will like that offense all day.
A huge line, and now Brian Toll, number 16, is in the backfield. They call these situations first and Toll, but now it's going to be Ryan heading towards the end zone, and Matt Ryan, playing with that broken bone in his foot, able to take it in for the BC score.
You can see why his team named him the captain, because this guy with a broken foot is going to make this effort on the play action fake. Everything's covered. He wears a boot at practice. He didn't wear a boot on that touchdown. Great effort.
Matt Ryan with his 4th rushing touchdown of the season. Steve Aponavicius misses the extra point. His first missed extra point of the season, as Matt Ryan able to take advantage of Matt Hall's fumble, capping off the short drive as Boston College breaks on top of Navy 6-0. And it has been an enjoyable start for Frank Spaziani, the interim head coach, his first and maybe last head coaching stint here, because they have hired a replacement, Jeff Jagodzinski, coming over, the offense coordinator from the Green Bay Packers. Boston College scoring drive only had to go 37 yards after the Matt Hall fumble, and that tough guy Matt Ryan scored the touchdown.
That was big, the fumble, because Navy gave up great field position.
But Steve Aponavicius lost, or missed the extra point, excuse me, so it's 6-0. Reggie Campbell fumbled that kickoff momentarily, picked it up, and he's twirled down at the 12-yard line. Only a 4-yard return for Reggie Campbell. So Paul Johnson, a little change up with his offense to start the game. We'll talk about it when we come back. So street festival that they had in downtown Charlotte yesterday, closed down part of North Tryon Street, and some of the Navy guys were there. A beautiful day yesterday. It's a little bit more cloudy today, as you take a look at the Navy band showing up here to show their support. But their team is down 6-0, and Jared Bryant is still playing quarterback for the Naval Academy, down 6-0 to Boston College. Reggie Campbell goes in motion, and the pass is complete to the usual starting quarterback, and Kahiaku rather. DeJuan Tribble makes the stop after a 3-yard gain. So Navy usually starting Kahiako and Hata. He had made 5 straight starts, but they come in today with Jared Bryant. What do you think of that move?
Well, I think as a coach, you have time between the last game and the bowl game. Paul Johnson trying to give Frank Spaziani something to work on the sidelines.
And so he used Bryant at quarterback, and now Kahiako and Hata is indeed under center. Much more of your true option style quarterback. Bryant more of the passer, and he pitches it to Singleton, and Singleton is able to break free for a first down before Ryan Glasper makes the stop.
Cam, when you look at the option and you try to figure it out, the 4 down linemen and the middle linebacker have the dive. The outside linebacker has the quarterback, and the pitch is in the secondary. They have to cover the pitch.
Zervin Singleton picking up 12 yards and the first down. First down now from the 26. Kahiako and Hata again at quarterback. This time goes to his left, decides not to pitch. He hangs on to it, lost the ball at the end of the run. The Navy hangs on to it. Jamie Silva coming in to make the stop, but it's a 7-yard gain for the midshipmen.
And the benefits of the option: neutralizes better players, shortens the game, puts pressure on the other team's offense, because all of a sudden you find out the first quarter's gone and they control the game and the clock and rest your defense.
Navy can come up with some huge chunk of time that they can burn on long drives, as Eric Katani now in at fullback picks up a couple on his first carry. As we head down to the field, and Jimmy Dykes.
Pam, I spoke with Frank Spaziani in that Boston College locker room before the game, and again he reiterated to me his biggest concern was we were not able to simulate how Navy looks in their option offense during practice. Now, they did use a guy named Flutie. That's Billy Flutie, Doug Flutie's nephew, who's a freshman quarterback. He was the option quarterback for the last 3 weeks in preparation for this ball game. He said how quickly we adjust to the speed and the precision that Navy attacks us with is critical in this first quarter.
Now on 3rd and 12, Kahiako and Hata with the throw. He has a man open and he hits Jason Tomlinson. Tomlinson somehow able to gather it in for the first down.
When you look at Navy, Kaipo has thrown 43 passes this year, 19 of 42 coming into the game. They're not a throwing football team. They throw on 3rd down, but they want to run the option. Kaipo gets his ball out here for the first down.
Oh boy, just getting it over the fingertips of DeJuan Tribble. Tomlinson, 10th in Navy history.
Rolling on the field is a catch. The receiver had his feet in bounds.
All right, they're going to review this. I was just saying Tomlinson, 10th in Navy history with over 1,000 receiving yards for his career. Let's get the official ruling, which should be that it was a catch.
After review, it's confirmed that the player possessed the ball with his foot in bounds. It's a good catch. First down.
It was a good catch in more ways than one. 1st and 10 for Navy from the 31. This is the Meineke Car Care Bowl coming your way from the Bank of America Stadium in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. Boston College taking advantage of a fumble, had a short 37-yard drive, capped it off with Matt Ryan's 2-yard touchdown run. Extra point was no good, but the Naval Academy now is driving. 1st and 10 from the 31. They run that option. Kahiako and Hata going up top. He has a man open in the end zone, and he finds him for the touchdown. Navy's throwing the football. Tyree Barnes with the score.
All week in practice, you hear stop the option, stop the fullback, stop the quarterback, stop the slot back. What about the pass? Tyree Barnes wide open, and that's what a running team will do, lull you to sleep.
Barnes with his 6th catch of the season and his 2nd touchdown. Matt Harmon to give Navy the lead. So the midshipmen with a terrific answer to Boston College breaking out on top. Drive down and get the score. A couple of big pass plays from this option offense. The last one coming to Tyree Barnes, and Navy has the lead. Coach Kaipo Noah Kahiako and Hata has thrown the touchdown pass to Tyree Barnes. Navy leading the nation in rushing this year, averaging 327 yards a game on the ground, dead last in the country in passing offense. They had a couple of big pass plays on that drive, including the 31-yard touchdown pass to Tyree Barnes. Harmon with the kickoff taken in the end zone by Jeff Smith, and Smith, one of the best kick returners in the country, takes it out just shy of the 25-yard line. Anthony Piccioni with another special teams tackle. Let's go back to the TD, Mike.
Going to get a post route, but watch both safeties right here. They have to freeze because of the run. They think maybe option. All of a sudden now Tyree Barnes gets behind Ryan Glasper and Jamie Silva for the easiest score.
From 31 yards out, you see the calendar is indeed the tailback now on 3rd and 2. A couple of tight ends in for BC. Calendar is fake too as Ryan rolls and throws. It's intercepted. Picked off by Jeremy McGowan. McGowan stepping right in front of the intended receiver to snuff out the drive.
Bad decision by Matt Ryan. He could have run for the first down. All of a sudden he sees his tight end. He tries to get the ball to him too late. McGowan played this from the start. He's sitting right here, moving over. Now steps in front of the tight end, picks the ball off.
Ryan Purvis was the tight end they were looking for, but McGowan, the senior from Houston, comes up with his 3rd interception of the season. Navy 1st and 10 from the BC 44. Kahiako and Hata gives it to his fullback Eric Katani, who picks up a couple.
I like what Paul Johnson, the head coach of Navy, said. Hey, he said, if we're in a race with BC, we'll lose. If we're in weightlifting with them, we'll lose. But as a team, we have a chance to beat them.
In fact, the only team that Paul Johnson's club has beaten this year in Division 1A that has a winning record is East Carolina. So their schedule judged 3rd easiest in the country. And now they're taking on by far the toughest team that they're trying to beat anyway in BC as Kahiako and Hata loses a yard on that play. Brandon Deska making the stop for the Eagles.
A mistake by Kaipo Noah, Kahiako, and Hata right here. He should have pitched the ball right here. They had a play on the outside. He kept the football. How did I do?
That was pretty good, Mike.
Okay.
Way to go for it. Of course, everybody at Navy, including Kahiako and Hata, said we could just call him by his first name, Kaipo.
That's what here on in.
Yep.
Kaipo.
He's your good buddy, Kaipo. 3rd and 9 for Navy. And instead of throwing it, they give it off, and that's a first down. Eric Katani, the fullback, picked up 10 when they needed 9.
All of a sudden, when he tackled, that was number 94, Herslich, Mark Herslich, a linebacker, didn't wrap up.
Navy lost both its starting quarterback and Brian Hampton and its starting fullback and Adam Ballard this season, as that pitch was high to Campbell, but he was able to hang on to it and doesn't get anything. Larry Anam with the stop. So Adam Ballard, 3 100-yard games this year, broke his right leg against Army in their last game. And for an option offense, you got to believe if you lose your starting quarterback and your starting fullback, that should be a huge deal,
Yeah,
right?
Should be a big deal, but all the pieces work in this option offense.
Kahiako and Hata taking over. He has thrown a touchdown pass in this game as the first quarter comes to a close. Navy with the 7-6 lead. They have the football and they're going for more in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. The island of Oahu. Kaipo tells us he likes to surf. He has not surfed. Of course, surfing in Hawaii very different than surfing near Annapolis over in Maryland off in the Atlantic Ocean. Very different. He's not done that yet. I think he'd find it very simple. 2nd and 10 now as he runs the offense. The pitch bobbled, but then gathered in by Shun White. And White runs up close to yet another first down for the midshipmen. Kaipo Noah, Hiva Hiva, Akahi, Kahiako, and Hata. That is his entire name. And he is a Filipino-Hawaiian heritage. That middle name, Hiva Hiva Akahi, means precious one.
If Vanna White would have trouble with these vowels and everything else.
There is Kaipo. Very charismatic, very Neat young guy that we got to talk to yesterday, running this offense now on 3rd and 1. Thrust in the spotlight with Brian Hampton's injury as Eric Katani, the fullback, gets the first down. Now these two schools, in addition to being pretty good football teams, unbelievable graduation rates. The top 2 graduation rates in Division 1A or Bowl Series football at 98% and 96% respectively.
Class operations, BC and Navy.
And really, when you talk to the guys, we had an opportunity to do that yesterday, you can just tell that they're very poised for the most part. Very good students. The pitch to Campbell, and Reggie Campbell takes it all the way inside the 10-yard line. He picked up 16 big yards.
They're having success pitching the ball out quickly, getting on the corner. BC playing the option game, but all of a sudden you pitch the football out to the motion man, and he's right on top of you. Fast.
Campbell is very fast. He is the sprinter on the track team. Said he ran a 10.8. That's his best 100-meter. 7 plays, all of them runs on this drive. Make it 8. Singleton for the end zone and the score. Navy with another touchdown. Zerben Singleton, the junior from Decatur, Georgia, with his first rushing touchdown of the season, or make it his 6th rushing touchdown of the season.
Really having trouble adapting to the pitch.
It is his first of the season for Singleton. Harmon, extra point, good. So Navy that time, unlike the first drive, kept it all on the ground. And they're able to take it in. Zerben Singleton, an aerospace engineering and astronautics major, with his first rushing touchdown of the year. Navy now with a 14-6 lead. A short field after Jeremy McGowan's interception led to the touchdown. Frank Spaziani in charge of Boston College for this one game as the interim head coach. As Tom O'Brien has moved up to NC State, he'll be their head coach. Here's a common link. Tom O'Brien, U.S. Naval Academy class of 1971, and then for 10 years, the head coach at Boston College. He also was an assistant coach under George Welsh at Navy. And Frank Spaziani taking over for this game as Tom O'Brien left earlier this month to coach at NC State.
A team in transition. When your coach leaves, it's a very difficult time for a player.
Tom O'Brien, we will be speaking to him very shortly as he is joining us via phone. He'll be with us after this kickoff. And how about Matt Harmon with the onside kick, and Navy almost got it as it goes out of bounds. So Paul Johnson really rolling the dice in this game. He came out with a different starting quarterback. He threw the ball a couple of times on the first drive and now tries the onside kick.
When you look at this, they had it right here. They had what they wanted. Boston College's front line took off before the kicker kicked the ball. Watch these guys right here, the front guys, they bail out. They're gone. Navy had what they wanted. Couldn't control the football. Kevin Atkins was the guy that just bailed out.
So Navy almost came up with that ball, but instead it will be first down from the 44 for BC. So the Eagles with good starting field position, but they trail this one 14-6. Ryan handing it off to Callender, and Callender maybe gets a yard. And as promised, we are joined now by Tom O'Brien, the 10-year head coach at Boston College, now in charge at NC State. And Tom, thanks for joining us. First off, how weird is it to be watching this game on television?
I don't think I've ever watched BC play on television, so this is strange for me.
Tom, what have you seen in the first quarter that's happening in this football game?
Well, I think, defensively, you got to catch up to their offense. It doesn't matter how much you practice it. The execution is obviously different once you get to game time, and I think that they will defensively and offensively. I think BC will be fine.
I know it's got to be tough, Tom, for you sitting there watching You chose to go to NC State, but you're leaving behind these players who you have a great relationship with. You brought them here.
Well, I did, and they're great kids. And, you know, they've had a great year. You know, they've won 9 games for the 4th time in 5 years and got a chance to win 10, which has only been done 3 times in, you know, the history of BC football. You know, they've played 8 bowl teams and were 6-2 against bowl teams this year. They beat the MAC champs, Central Michigan, who's won 10 games. They beat BYU, the Mountain West champs, that have won 11 games. So they've had a great year so far. And, you know, hopefully for the seniors, you know, they can get that 10th win. And in their 5 years there, they have won 45 football games. That's a lot of games.
Tom, why did you choose to go to NC State? What did you see in that job?
Well, you know, I had been at Boston College for 10 years, and if I was ever going to make a move, it, you know, had to be in the next year or two. And when we played in NC State this year, and, you know, it's been documented, we got off the bus and looked at all the facility and changes they've done there. You know, I think it's a great opportunity for me, and it was a great time to make the move. So, you know, if I was ever going to do it, now was the time to do it. You know, I'm going to miss those kids at BC, but I have to go back there and play there next year, so I guess I'll see them soon enough. But, you know, it's just a great opportunity for me and my family.
Tom, I thought what you did with the coaches and the players, when you told the coaches, coach the game, don't worry about coming to NC State, or don't worry about calling recruits, coach this game, we want to win this football game.
Well, you know, as I said, you know, they got a chance to win 10 games, and I think that's something special if you could only be the 3rd team in the history of Boston College football to win 10. You know, if I got to take a hit in recruiting, or if I got to start off a little slowly, you know, my allegiance is to those kids right now until this game's over, and hopefully they can win this football game.
And they're doing a good job on this drive. Kevin Challenger with the 1st down catch, so they have it now at the 28. Dana Bible told us that he is going to be coming down to NC State with you. Frank Spaziani, still no word from him, but he's someone who's a little bit torn between staying at BC as Callender gets the carry.
Well, Frank and I have been coaching together for 30 years. And, he's doing a great job. He's a great guy, but, you know, not everybody's going to be able to come. There's situations that, you know, beyond people's control one way or another, family situations, and I know that. Well, you know, whoever stays will always be friends, and, you know, I hope most of them come, and, you know, we'll find that out once the game's over.
Tom, I have to ask you this. Did you want to coach this game? Did you have the choice to coach this game or not?
No, I chose not to. You know, I'm employed by North Carolina State, and, you know, I don't think that it would be right for me to be coaching Boston College being employed by North Carolina State. So, you know, when I took the NC State job, I told athletic director Gene Filippo I didn't want to coach it, and that he should choose who to name head coach off the staff. And as I said, I was going to leave all my coaches, and, you know, the important thing is for them to win this football game. And you know, they're trained well. They know what to do. They know how to play the game. And, you know, Tony just made another great catch that he always does. But, you know, they're getting back in this thing right now.
Yeah, how about that? Tony Gonzalez lost his helmet, held onto the ball. Brian Toll leaping and getting into the end zone. So Toll, who is a linebacker, comes in short yardage situations and gets the touchdown. So Coach O'Brien, maybe a good luck charm. That was a great drive for BC.
Well, I hope so, and I hope they keep going. You know, it's tough rooting against my alma mater. You know, Chet Gladchuck's done a great job there, and Paul Johnson certainly done a tremendous job. But, you know, I'm certainly rooting for the Eagles, and my 2 girls are there rooting on the Eagles today. So, you know, hopefully BC and Frank will get his first win.
All right, Steve Aponavicius with the extra point. Tom O'Brien, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you get back to watching the game, and best of luck to Coach O'Brien as he heads to North Carolina State. That was a great drive for BC, right back in this game as Toll dives for the end zone. We've had some beautiful weather in Charlotte the last couple of days in this late December meeting between Boston College and Navy. A short field, 44 yards was that last drive, set up by the onside kick. Brian Toll capping it off with a 1-yard touchdown run, his 12th career rushing touchdown. Steve Aponavicius with the extra point, and now with the kickoff, and that one goes out of bounds. Aponavicius pressed into action when Ryan Oliger was suspended against Virginia Tech. Great story. He was one of those who would sit up in the stands and paint his body and cheer, and now he's the starting kicker for Boston College. Here's today's Aflac trivia question. Before Paul Johnson, who was the last Navy head coach to win or post 4 straight winning seasons?
I know this.
Oh, Mike's going to go out.
Tom O'Brien at Virginia.
That's a huge hint for anybody in college football.
First name is George.
All right, we'll have the answer coming up.
Not Washington.
No,
either.
the other George W. And not the other big George W. Kahiako and Hato in big trouble, and he goes down. B.J. Raji, one of those big defensive tackles at 6'1", 340, credited with his 3rd sack of the season.
Raji 340 going against Antron Harper, who's 245. That's a big mismatch weight-wise. Here he comes in your living room. Hide the refrigerator.
Raji, all ACC, 2nd team this year, the junior from Washington Township, New Jersey, playing since he was a freshman, a true freshman. And Sean White takes the pitch, and he is off. White, one of the fastest players on the team, gets it all the way down to the 17-yard line.
Here's another thing that's important in the option offense. Your receivers have to block. O.J. Washington, number 80, is blocking on the outside. He springs the tailback. Here's the pitch. Watch Washington right there with a block. That's why the run back is running.
White, the sophomore from Memphis, got 53 yards on that play. 1st and 10 now from the 17. Kahiako and Hato holds on to it, and Hato is tackled down by Ron Brace after a 2-yard gain. But this Navy offense, #1 in the country, averaging over 327 yards per game on the ground. And you see the rush yards now. 53 of those rush yards, though, coming on the 2nd to last play. The big run by White. 2nd and 8 from the 15. Navy up 1 and looking for more. Campbell in motion. They pitch to him against the grain. And Reggie Campbell, the sprinter on the Navy track team, is stopped for no gain. Ryan Glasper coming up with another tackle.
Yeah, Ryan Glasper and Silva have to run the alley. They have got to be the guys that fill inside, outside on that pitch.
Ryan Glasper, the senior from Southington, Connecticut, the next town over from Bristol, where ESPN is located. He's a Willy Wonka guy, a very retro movie selection. You're familiar with that movie, right?
I didn't see it.
Oh,
Willy Wonka, and I missed that one.
Oh, okay. 3rd and 9 now. Navy is 3 for 3 on 3rd down so far today. Kahiako and Hato fakes the pitch, goes the other way, looking for the 1st down marker. He dives for it. Robert Francois coming in to help with the stop, but there is a flag at the 15-yard line.
Holding.
Holding, number 79 on the offense. The 10-yard penalty. Repeat, 3rd down.
Matt Pritchett, the senior from Grove City, Ohio, their left tackle. And they don't get penalized a lot, only on average 4 per game.
Don't make mistakes, and all of a sudden, when I talked about when you run that pitch play and you're getting a tailback outside, White and those guys, all of a sudden you countered the pitch play. Pitch play's going real well for you. Paul Johnson says, okay, we're going to fake him, and Kaipo's going to go around the left end.
So instead of being close to a 1st down, now 3rd and 17. Kahiako and Hato for the end zone again, and it is brought down by Jason Tomlinson. He hangs onto it somehow for the touchdown. Kahiako and Hato with his 2nd touchdown throw of the game, and Tomlinson was enveloped by BC defenders and still was able to bring it in.
BC secondary not reacting to the football.
Matt Harmon with the extra point. Jason Tomlinson, one of the best receivers in the history of Navy football, in the top 10 in receiving yards. This is only his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, but it's a spectacular one, and Navy extends its lead to 21-13. Kaipo Noah, Kahiako, and Hato had 3 passing touchdowns all season. He has 2 of them today. Jason Tomlinson, that was a 3rd and 17 play, and they score on the 24-yard touchdown catch. And Navy surprising Boston College, now up 21-13. Matt Harmon kicking away this time. Jeff Smith, the true freshman, gathers it in inside the 5, and he is tackled down just past the 20-yard line. 19-yard return. Jeremy McGowan, who has an interception today, made the tackle. Today's Aflac trivia question: before Paul Johnson, who was the last Navy head coach to post 4 straight winning seasons? Michael?
George Welsh, 1978, 79, 80, and 81.
Look at you, all over that. George Welsh with great success at Navy, then went on to Virginia. So going for it on the 3rd and 1, and then failing on 4th and 1 after the 3rd and 1 pass as Andre Callender gets it, and the clock continues to run. Coming up on the Smith-Barney halftime report, Reese Davis, Mark May, and Lou Holtz will join us from the studio. Remember the Alamo. They look forward to the Alamo Bowl, a little dome cooking for the Georgia Dogs, and looking ahead to the national championship game. Chris Leak leading Florida against Ohio State. That's a first down completion to Brandon Robinson, picking up 14 yards. Boston College has all 3 timeouts remaining, and one is taken with 18 seconds left to go.
And Frank Spaziani has a tough job at halftime. His players not playing with the excitement that BC usually plays with, so Frank's going to have to settle this football team down and get them to play harder here in the second half.
Miami, Ryan on the roll. Nice play as he completes it up to Brandon Robinson for another first down. Picks up 22 and stops the clock with 11 seconds left to go in the first half.
Dana Bible, the offensive coordinator, trying to get some points on the board here. Matt Ryan has played well in the first half, except for the pick by McGowan.
Going with a little pump fake. Ryan flicks it and completes it to Kevin Challenger, who breaks a tackle. McGowan finally gets him inside the 10-yard line. BC quickly calls a timeout, and with a second left to go, they can indeed try to score.
Matt Ryan makes this play work because he scrambles and finds the open receiver. Now, here's where you have a situation where Frank Spaziani, Tom O'Brien's going right now. He can't make this decision. Do you kick the field goal or you go for the touchdown? I think you kick the field goal.
Steve Aponavicius is their place kicker. His career and season long was a 36-yarder in his very first game against Virginia Tech. This one would be a 26-yarder. It's a good looking hat there, Mike. What kind of boat is that? It's a Navy boat.
A Navy boat.
I don't know either. I think I know.
Another Aflac question.
Too many. 26-yard field goal. Steve Aponavicius. High snap, taken down nicely, and the field goal. So Boston College coming back. They were down 21-13 after the Navy touchdown. And Frank Spaziani, the interim head coach at Boston College. And the field goal, they went 71 yards in only 55 seconds. Let's head down to Jimmy.
Coach, you lead the nation in rushing, but what's having success right now throwing the football? What's determining that in the first half?
Well, they're run supporting really hard and bringing a lot of guys, and we could have had more if we'd executed. It's going to be a long game. We're going to have to run the ball successfully, but if they double run support, we got to be able to throw it over their head.
Your last possession, you give them the ball back. You go for it on 3rd and 1 and throw the ball. What went into that decision?
Well, they've been firing the corners. I thought maybe we could catch them for a cheap touchdown, and we didn't execute on 4th down. There's no excuse letting them go the whole length of the field with 40 seconds left.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
I think they're going to discuss that when he gets into the locker room. How about Navy with 184 yards on the ground, 81 through the air. Matt Ryan and BC down 21-16 at the half. Let's go to Reese Davis, Mark May, and Lou Holtz for the Smith-Barney halftime report. Welcome back to the Meineke Car Care Bowl. The second half about to get underway in Charlotte, North Carolina, and a surprise so far as we get ready for the third quarter. Navy is leading Boston College 21-16. Pam Ward, joined by Mike Cochran. Jimmy Dykes is here as well, and it's been a surprising first half in more ways than just a score.
Everything is topsy-turvy. Up is down, black is white. Everything's different. You have Matt Ryan running the football rather than throwing the football. Here he fakes, and all of a sudden he's broken foot. He runs into the end zone. And then you got Kaipanoa. He's throwing the football. Usually you figure he's going to run the option. He's thrown 2 TD passes here to Jason Tomlinson.
He has also thrown 1 to Tyree Barnes. There are the statistics. Navy with only 7 pass plays, but 2 of them have gone for touchdowns. Coming into this game, Navy had only thrown 5 touchdown passes all season, and they have thrown 2 of them so far today. Kahiako and Hata, their quarterback, they actually started Jared Bryant at quarterback, and they came out throwing in their first possession. So Paul Johnson, their head coach, with a couple of wrinkles, had a few weeks off since they played Army and decided to tweak some things and caught DC off guard.
I'm going to give you some things to look at here in the first half. Go spend all your time designed to stop them, and I'm going to bring some more wrinkles here in the second half.
We will see if Navy calms down and settles into its option offense. They are the leading team in the country in far rushing offense per game. But they've mixed it up nicely today. And we are underway. Reggie Campbell slips down after he gets the kickoff, and Navy will start from the 10-yard line. Let's head down to the third member of our team, Jimmy Dykes.
Pam, I spoke with Frank Spaziani as he came out of that Boston College locker room. He said the biggest problem in the first half was a lack of spark. He said, we're in position to make plays right now. We're just not getting it done. I said, how did you address that lack of spark at halftime? He said, I told him this. I know we're in a coaching transition right now. It's your team. For the next half, it's all on you guys. We're doing all we can do as a coaching staff. You decide how you want to finish this season. Pam?
All right, Jimmy. And Frank Spaziani, for those of you just joining us, is coaching the interim head coach, but Jeff Jagosinski signing a 5-year contract. The Packers offensive coordinator will take over Boston College once the NFL season is over. And Navy on the pitch, Zervin Singleton. And Singleton steps out of bounds close to the first down marker. Singleton was one of 7 Navy players to have at least 1 rush in the first half.
Yeah, they've spread the ball around, but I can't get over the way the wide receivers are blocking downfield. They're tying up both corners. Ingham, number 9, Tribble, number 27, getting tied up in the blocks.
Wide receiver blocking so important in this option offense. Tomlinson with the touchdown catch today and also doing a great job blocking as Singleton ran for the first down. So it's 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Middies. Kahiako and Hata with the pitch, this time going to Reggie Campbell. And Campbell, who has been a big play guy his whole career at Navy, picks up 11 and the first down. Glasper with the stop.
Here's the other thing you see, Pam. Paul Johnson knows this offense. He's had a halftime to adjust to what BC's doing on defense. He's going to make some change-ups in this offense in the second half.
Campbell has about 14 family members here, parents, aunts, uncles, grandparents. He is from Sanford, Florida, as Paul Johnson looks on what a wonderful job he has done now in his 5th year at the Naval Academy. And on that play, a loss of a yard as Trey Hines goes down, collared down by Jolan Dunbar.
Jolan Dunbar was recruited out of Syracuse, New York by BC. They got him away from Syracuse. He was a running back in high school.
And recruited originally as a running back at Boston College. We asked him what his favorite food was. He said white rice. Just throw some butter, a little salt and pepper on that sucker, and I'm ready to go. Plain taste and a really good football player. Dunbar from Syracuse going to BC. The pitch. And another big run for Sean White all the way down the far sideline. And he is finally pushed out of bounds at the 23 by Larry Anam, but that's a 47-yard run.
And Pam, Paul Johnson has come out here in the second half, and he's run 5 straight option plays. trying to get the ball outside. Here's the fake to the fullback. All of a sudden, the pitch is out. Look at all the wide receivers blocking. That's why that springs for big yardage.
White already with 113 yards on the ground and only 4 carries. He had a 53-yard run that set up a touchdown earlier in the game, and that's a big old hit. Singleton saying hello to DeJuan Tribble as he just dropped.
Hey, Singleton's going to go back to the huddle and say, hey, you got wide receivers doing a great job, but block Tribble.
Was the real speed replay. Tribble at 5'9", 190. See, second and 9 now from the 10. They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown. Here's Campbell going over the left side, and he is met about a yard downfield by Jolon Dunbar.
Cam, if they list him at 5'6", what does that mean?
5'4". And I'm about 5'4", 5'5" on my best days.
He's
and Reg and I were looking each other in the eye. It was kind of cool.
4.
What a player he is. Reggie Campbell scored 5 touchdowns last year in the Poinsettia Bowl against Colorado State. That ties an NCAA record. Just an explosive, exciting player, number 7. And when you want him to block, he'll get a block for you. 3rd and 7 for Navy. From the 8. Got to get to the 1 to keep this drive alive, and they will not do it. As Katani, the fullback, lost the ball momentarily, but Navy hangs on to it, and here comes their field goal unit.
Now, Paul Johnson knows he wanted 7 on this. Tried to sneak the fullback in there, Katani, but Frank Spaziani's defense, front 4, stopped the fullback.
Matt Harmon in to attempt his first field goal of the day. It is a 22-yarder. Maybe chewing up over 5 yards in the opening drive, 5 minutes in the opening drive of the first half, capped off by Harmon's 22-yard field goal. So Navy extends its lead to 24-16. George Foreman is in the booth. How about that?
George.
The heavyweight champ going to join us when we come back. This was before the game. Navy now leading BC 24-16 at the Meineke Car Care Bowl. George Foreman greeting some of the midshipmen who have come up for the game. And look at the smiles on the middies' faces. They were thrilled to meet George Foreman before the game, and we are very thrilled and happy to have George in the booth. How was that before the game, being on the field with those guys?
That's a thrill. Those young people, that's the future there. That's the country.
George, did you play football?
I tried playing football. I was good in school, as a matter of fact. I stopped because it hurts too much.
Well, you're a boxer, though. You're going to tell football hurt more than taking one in the chin? Or?
Yeah, they had sucker punches in there. Sometimes I got taken advantage of by pulling tackle one time. They just cleared the way. It's going for the quarterback, and out of nowhere, I started asking 2 questions. Where am I and what hit me?
Right. George, where's the grill?
Yeah, you know, we've sold over 100 million grills now worldwide, so it's a famous grill. I wish I had it here. I could fix something to eat for you.
Boston College down in this game as Matt Ryan tries to make something happen, and he throws it, and it is almost intercepted by Rashawn King. And there you see the passing yards, total yardage. Navy up 130 on BC. Time of possession, nothing unusual for Navy to lead in that category, but they are leading BC, number 23 team in the country, by 8. Stopped a couple of yards short of the first down on that play is Andre Challenger, who picked up 5.
And you would think BC, with the big offensive line outweighing Navy's players, that they would be able to run the ball better. But Navy just clogging that defensive line up, doing a good job.
The third quarter has come to an end. Josh Beekman, the first-team All-American senior from the state of New York, among those getting ready to play his final quarter of collegiate football. BC down 8.
Hi, I'm Tyler Tidwell, senior outside linebacker from Deer Creek, Oklahoma. I want to say happy holidays to all our sailors and Marines overseas. We hope you guys make it home safe.
There is Tyler from Edmond, Oklahoma. Terrific student, as are most of these guys at the Naval Academy. And he had an opportunity to visit with him yesterday. He's a senior playing his last game for the Naval Academy, and then he's going into active duty as that pass is complete to the tight end Ryan Purvis for the first down. 1st and 10 now from the 40. There's your snapshot. Class president, all 4 years of high school. Both of his parents, retired Oklahoma City police officers. Good athlete, and got about 36-inch ups on him. And he is going into Marine Corps ground duty after he's finished playing football. That is the assignment he has chosen, as that carry by Andre Callender. And for more on Tidwell, let's go down to Jimmy Dykes.
Pam, you're right about Tyler Tidwell. He's actually one of 9 Navy seniors that have chosen to go into Marine Corps ground duty as their postgraduate service. He says after 6 months of training in Virginia, he and the 8 other seniors that choose Marine Corps ground duty will most likely be on the front lines in Iraq. I said, why would you choose that as your selection service, Tyler? And he said, if I'm going to serve my country, I want to put myself on the line. He comes by it naturally, guys, because his dad, Bobby, earned 2 Purple Hearts as a Marine in the Vietnam War as well. And you know what, Tyler Tidwell, he just might be a president of the United States someday with that kind of courage that he has.
Great attitude, and wants to serve his country.
3rd and 11 for the Eagles. They have to get just past midfield. Ryan with time, runs out of it, and then is sacked at the 40. John Chan, the senior from Pleasant Hill, California.
And 14 sacks in his career give him a 15th. John Chan, 6'1", 240 pounds, beats the block and forces Matt Ryan up out of the pocket, makes the sack.
Chan, considered the most productive defensive lineman. Coaches say that he has the ability really to run after guys, and he proved it on that sack. The punt, Jason Tomlinson awaiting, and he lets it go over his head, wants it to go into the end zone, but instead it takes a backward turn, and Boston College downs it. Johnny Ayers with a good punt as it is downed around the 6-yard line. Some of the midshipmen and representing the Naval Academy from Annapolis, Maryland, watching a game in which their team is up 24-16. 12-17 left to go in the 4th. Navy leading Boston College 24-16. 4th straight bowl game for Navy. Their bowl history the last couple of times. First, let's go back 2 years ago, the Emerald Bowl against New Mexico. Their last possession, 26 plays, 94 yards, 14 minutes and 26 seconds over the 3rd and 4th quarters. And then last year against Colorado State in the Poinsettia Bowl, 467 yards rushing, 611 total yards. Reggie Campbell with 5 touchdowns as they beat Colorado State 51-30. And you know that Paul Johnson and company would love nothing more than a drive to take up about 12 minutes right about now. Only one score here in the second half. That was a field goal by Navy back in the 3rd quarter as Kahiako Nhata holds on to it and gets 3.
Pam, you're right. They want a long drive. They want to knock this clock off right now. 11:50 left to go in this ball game. They want to shorten the game. It's like playing a basketball team, like a 4-corner basketball team that says, we're not going to give you the ball. We're going to keep it. And we're like Princeton in basketball. They do so many things, but they don't allow you to have the ball.
Limit the possessions of the other guy, and that's one way to neutralize when a team is not as talented. Reggie Campbell certainly has some talent, and he takes it up around the 12, picked up 4 before Mark Perslick made the stop. Navy and Boston College playing in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Boston College coming in. They have won 6 straight bowl games. That is the longest active streak in the country. In this game, though, Navy, the #1 rushing team in the country, has a couple of touchdown passes. And you see the last time Navy won a game against a ranked team, October 4th, 3 years ago, when they beat Air Force. And Jason Tomlinson now being helped off the field. Tomlinson is one of the 2 guys who has caught a touchdown pass today for the Middies. 3rd and 3 for Navy. Can they keep this drive alive? On the pitch, coming around, O.J. Washington, and he is taken down for a loss. This BC defense, that time true freshman Alex Albright making the stop, and BC will get the ball back.
Alex Albright stayed at home. He knew eventually Navy's going to come with a reverse. He stands right there. He came back, had enough speed to make this play and force the punt.
So Navy would have loved to have held on to the ball, only had it there for about 2 minutes. And Viteto punting again. His third punt, all coming here in the second half. And it's a short one, fielded at the 44 by DeJuan Tribble. And Tribble taken down, a good tackle by Jeff DeLees. So plenty of time left here for the Eagles, and they start from Navy territory. As Boston College gets it down to the 30, Andre Callender with the carry, picks up 7.
And that's what BC wants to do right now. Take the ball out of Ryan's hands on every play being a pass. Find a way to run the ball. Turn your size and strength into a weapon against Navy.
Matt Ryan, the #1 passer in the ACC this year, also #1 in total offense. Has thrown a couple of interceptions in this ball game. Not the usual Matt Ryan performance we're used to seeing, as that should be a Boston College first down. Callender tackled down by David Wright. Matt Ryan playing with a broken bone in his left foot. Disclosed that to Jimmy Dykes yesterday. Wears a boot off the field all the time. That's going to have surgery on it, and he's been toughing it out all season.
Pam, you got to think about Matt Ryan's favorite receiver, number 26, Tony Gonzalez. He's the clutch guy he likes to go to.
It was indeed a first down, so 1st and 10 for BC from the 26. Handoff right up the middle. Andre Callender picks up 5 on first down. Boston College's play selection today pretty balanced, as they've only run the ball 4 more times than they have thrown it. The only blemish in that passing side, again, the 2 interceptions, one of them was deep in close to the goal line as Boston College was driving. And that's going to be a loss on that play, as Jeff DeLees comes up and stops Andre Callender for a 4-yard loss. That's 5 straight runs in this drive for Boston College.
Jeff DeLees really has had a very good football game for Navy. Comes forward, good penetration on the offensive line, allow that play to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 8.
There's Gonzalez right here, 26.
Ryan flushed out of the pocket, can run for a first down, instead goes for the touchdown and has it. Ryan Purvis, his tight end, scores for BC.
Had the tight end against the linebacker, Rob Caldwell. Ryan Purvis, 6'4", 254, is going to get free, but what makes the play is Matt Ryan being able to step up in the pocket.
Purvis with his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, and they are going for 2. Boston College going for the tie. Steve Aponovicius missed an extra point on their first touchdown of the game. That's the difference. Ryan zips it. It's incomplete. Gonzalez. It hit him, and he was unable to bring it in to tie up the game.
He has made so many clutch catches in his BC career. He knows he should have had that football.
Tony Gonzalez, the favorite receiver of Matt Ryan. He says, when I need a big catch, he's the guy I'm going to go to. This is the Dilworth district, just outside of the city limits in Charlotte, known as a streetcar suburb. And some of the houses dating back to the early 1900s. Very nice neighborhood outside of Charlotte, where we join you for the Meineke Car Care Bowl, and we Anthony Gonzalez dropping that two-point conversion attempt that would have tied this game up. As the ball seemed to hit him right where he usually, 99 times out of 100, he'll make that catch. He didn't here, and it remains a two-point lead for the Naval Academy. Shun White fields the kickoff at his 10 and takes it up over the 25. A 17-yard return, and Navy takes over at the 28.
Been a good bowl game. Navy and Boston College. Ken Walker, the CEO of Meineke, was so proud that they got Navy here this year. It's been a great game. 3 timeouts left by both Navy and BC. BC will use theirs.
Navy with only 107 yards of offense in the second half. They scored a field goal on their first possession, and since then have punted on their last 4. Pitch to Campbell. And Reggie Campbell is taken down inbounds. Clock keeps going as Jamie Silva makes the stop. Let's go down to the field and Jimmy Dykes.
And Pam, Paul Johnson knows he's 3.5 minutes away from a bowl victory. He told me yesterday he's been calling plays in this offense, the option offense, for 23 years. Interesting to note, he does not have a play chart anywhere close to him throughout the ball game. And he said he has 2 offensive assistants upstairs. He only asks for help maybe 2 or 3 times a game. Everything about this offense is in Paul Johnson's head. It's all on his shoulders right now to finish off this ball game.
Yep, he ran that offense with great success, winning 2 championships, national championships at Division I AA, Georgia Southern. Has led Navy to its 4th straight bowl game for the first time ever. Pahiaco and Hana breaks it for the first down and more. And initially stayed in bounds and then goes out of bounds at the 46-yard line. 16 yards and a first down, Navy.
A great call. A misdirection call where Kaipo's going to keep the football. It looked like it was going to be a pitch. Turns pitch. Everybody from BC goes that way with the pitch. Kaipo thinking about staying in bounds right there, but then he had run out of bounds. But Navy, Paul Johnson with a good call in this football game.
Now Frank Spaziani going to start thinking about burning those 3 timeouts as we are inside of 3 minutes. Fullback, the dive guy, gets it and loses a yard or 2. Ron Brace tackling down Eric Katani. First timeout taken by BC. Person up here, Ed Svita, who's been my statistician for the second half of the year. Tony Britt, Bill Garrity, the best spotter in the business. So it's been a pleasure. But right now, Boston College trying to stop Reggie Campbell and Navy, and Reggie stays on his feet, fumbles the ball, but it goes out of bounds. Navy gets the first down, and Reggie looks over with a sigh of relief and a smile.
Reggie Campbell's glad that ball bounced out of bounds.
Whew, little sigh of relief.
Reggie Campbell, 5'6", listed. He would have been about 4'8" if that ball would have stayed in bounds.
Wow.
Watch the ball pop out.
Ryan Glasper coming in and punching it out. Campbell with 59 yards on the ground, 116 yards on the ground for Shun White, but 2 of those came on 2 long runs. So he has his second career 100-yard game. As the clock runs. Maybe letting the play clock run down all the way before they take a timeout.
Pam, go back to the fumble by Reggie Campbell. When the ball went out of bounds, they take it back to the spot he fumbled the football in, which was inbound, so they started the clock.
Well, fortunately for Campbell, not only did he not lose the ball, he had run for a first down, so they still got the first down on that play. As Reggie, who's only a junior, we will see him back next year with Navy. 1st and 10 for the midshipmen from the 42 of Boston College. Katani, the fullback, carries it for a 5-yard gain, and Boston College has to burn its second timeout. Navy, the #1 rushing team in the country, averaging over 327 yards per game, and Shun White over 116 yards. Zurban Singleton, also with a big game, and Reggie Campbell. Singleton, by the way, an ESPN Magazine Academic All-District selection in aerospace engineering and astronautics.
Wow.
I mean, that's
I
impressive.
can't even say it. And when I look at these running backs, they got to be saying, hey, our offensive line did a great job, but the receivers did a great job blocking downfield. And Keipo, Noah, the quarterback, he took so many hits after pitching the ball. A team effort.
And there are the Navy guys getting ready to celebrate. Jason Tomlinson has caught a touchdown pass. Tyree Barnes caught a touchdown pass. Yes, that's right, folks. Navy, which had 5 touchdown passes all season, threw 2 of them today in the first half, catching this BC defense off guard. For Paul Johnson and his coaching staff, you have a few extra weeks after Army, and they cooked up something good. It at least worked in the first half, but BC has done a good job shutting them down in the second half.
This drive has been big here.
Yep, just when they needed it. They've already used up over 2 minutes, and this is the 6th play of the drive. BC only has 1 timeout left as Katani is wrapped up in the big arms of B.J. Raji, all 6'1", 340 pounds of him. The Eagles take their final timeout with 1:58 left to go. 3rd and 5 for Navy as they are holding on to a 24-22 lead over Boston College in the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Navy in its 4th straight bowl game. They've never done that before, as Boston College coming in, the number 23 ranked team in the country, the favorite in this game. But Navy breaking out on top, led this game 21-16 at the half. Low scoring second half. 1 touchdown for BC, 1 field goal for Navy, and they're getting ready. They're feeling it in Annapolis right about now, but this is a 3rd and 5 for Kahiaku and Hata and the rest of this Navy offense.
How about the toss sweep? That's been good to them the whole game.
Timeout.
Tried to draw BC off sides.
And a couple of players you might have seen jumped for BC, but quickly were able to get back. So Kahiaku and Hata unable to snap it while they were in the neutral zone. And Navy has 1 timeout remaining with 1:58 left to go in the game.
Pam, this gives us a chance. Our servicemen and women overseas and everywhere, we wish them a happy new year, and God bless you.
And the Navy guys hoping for something extra to celebrate. They convert this 3rd and 5. It could trigger it. They do go with the toss sweep, and running for the first down is Sean White, but a flag is down in the Navy backfield.
O.J. Washington, they're going to catch him for holding.
Holding on the offense, number 78. It's a 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
It's going to be on Cole Smith, number 78. I think they called it on Washington.
There was a little bit of a takedown by one of the linemen. So to gate that first down, and we think the officials made a mistake. They meant to say 79. Matt Pritchett, is Cole Smith not in the game. James Rossi is the center. Anyway, what it adds up to, instead of a first down, it's a 3rd and 15. They have to get to the 32-yard line to hold on to the ball. And Campbell fumbles the football. Boston College gets it. Jolon Dunbar, like a magnet. When the football's loose, he's around it. He picks it up. And Boston College, with 1:43 left, had the football on the 40 of Navy.
Looked like a play busted up from the start. Run the pitch. I thought they would run the fullback on this play. They come outside. Keipo pitches the ball. And it looked like Reggie Campbell took his eyes off the ball, looked downfield to see who he had to beat.
15 tackles for Dunbar and the big fumble recovery. Ryan zips it out to Callender out of the backfield. Nice tackle by Jeff DeLees, his third big play of the second half to keep Callender in bounds.
DeLees has really had a big ball game. Sure tackler.
Boston College does not have any timeouts remaining. 2nd and 6 now from the 36. Blitz is on, they pick it up. Ryan, with all the time in the world, finds his tight end, Ryan Purvis. First down Eagles at the 21-yard line. Keenan Little makes the stop after a 15-yard gain. Jolon Dunbar has been fantastic. This junior from Syracuse, New York, leading tackler on the squad, captain of the team, and he has played well, came up with that huge fumble recovery. Clock rolling. 2 tight ends in for the Eagles, and fullback Mark Palmer. They give it to the running back Callender, and he'll get maybe a yard or two. Clint Sovey, who has an interception today, makes the stop.
Navy with only 1 timeout left.
Bonavicius sitting on the sideline, standing on the sideline. His season high, only 36 yards. That was the 36-yard field goal he hit against Virginia Tech in his first ever game, October 12th. Has not made one from 40 yards or longer all season. They want to get it closer. Callender doing just that. David Mahoney makes the stop. The clock is running. They're going to have to kill it. No timeouts left. So Ryan calmly sets him up, kills the clock with 3 seconds left to go. This will be approximately a 37-yard field goal for Aponavicius. It would be a new career high. And in case you don't remember the story, he was a walk-on, cheered in the student section last season, and had never played a football game in his life. Came on, they saw him kicking practice field goals on the field, invited him to walk on, and now he can try to win the Meineke Car Care Bowl from 37 yards out. The First Navy takes a timeout. He did hit a 26-yard field goal in the second quarter today.
Missed an extra point early in this football game. Navy trying to ice him a little bit last time out.
Missed that extra point in their very first touchdown. Made it 6-0. The last time Navy scored, or excuse me, Boston College scored a touchdown here in the fourth quarter, they went for 2 to tie it. The 2-point conversion failed, and now Aponavicius can atone for that missed extra point by hitting this 37-yard field goal. He set up right in the middle of the hash marks. Aponavicius for the win. And he's got it. Boston College has won its 7th straight bowl game on the foot of a walk-on kicker who sat and cheered in the student section just last season. A great comeback for the Eagles. Stunned silence for Navy. The lost fumble, Matt Ryan and company took it from the 40-yard line with no timeouts remaining. And Aponavicius, the storybook career, what a great ending to this season as he's carried off the field as he wins the game with a last-second, career-long 37-yard field goal.
Cam, a lot of feelings on the sideline. BC lost their coach. They love Frank Spaziani. They love the coaches. Sorry to see them leaving, but here's the kick right down Main Street. And BC's team with 10 wins, first time since Doug Flutie in '84.
Matt Ryan with the celebration for the starting quarterback. As Aponovicius nails it from 37 yards out. And how about this? A kid who never played football in his life, didn't kick in a football game until this season, wins it on the last play of the year. Let's go down to Jimmy Dykes.
All right, Rudy, I've got to ask you, man. You play your first football game ever this year. Describe for me how you feel right now.
I feel so great. You know, obviously to win the game is phenomenal, but to missing that first extra point, I felt like if we would have lost, it would have been on my shoulders. So to come back and win it like that, it's unbelievable. But it's a tribute to the whole team that we got down there for a chance to win it.
With very little experience, when they called timeout to try to freeze you, what did you think prior to that kick?
I was actually glad they did it. I got to pat down the ground a little bit, so I had to thank Coach Johnson for that one. That helped me out.
Glad you came out for the team?
Very glad.
Congratulations,
Thank you very much.
All right, Jimmy, one of those great stories. You got to feel for Reggie Campbell.
Yeah.
That was a tough pitch, though, for him to try to gather in.
Tough pitch. He had a great football game. Dropped the ball there, but nobody feels worse than he does. But he's a good football player, played hard all day.
At only 5'6", maybe. Boston College, your 2006 Meineke Car Care Bowl champions. Aponovicius for the win. And he's got it. Boston College has won its 7th straight bowl game on the foot of a walk-on kicker who sat and cheered in the student section just last season. A great comeback for the Eagles. Stunned silence for Navy. The lost fumble, Matt Ryan and company took it from the 40-yard line with no timeouts remaining. And Aponovicius, the storybook career, what a great ending to this season as he's carried off the field as he wins the game with a last-second, career-long 37-yard field goal.
Tim, a lot of feelings on the sideline. BC lost their coach. They love Frank Spaziani. They love the coaches. Sorry to see them leaving, but here's the kick right down Main Street. And BC's team with 10 wins, first time since Doug Flutie in '84.
Matt Ryan with the celebration for the starting quarterback. As Aponovicius nails it from 37 yards out. And how about this? A kid who never played football in his life, didn't kick in a football game until this season, wins it on the last play of the year. They're collecting the hardware here in Charlotte. An exciting Meineke Car Care Bowl. Navy controlled the game for most of it, but it came down to the foot of Steve Aponovicius as they win it over Navy 25-24. Let's head back to Reese.